And we're live.
Nearly. I'm not seeing anything.
Many days in the darkness, without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and weak, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, darling, you were meant to survive. With every scar, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head. Just like a seed in a garden, you will grow to be tall, staring out over miles of land without it, but wanting to build up walls. Lift me up in your branches, we can watch the sunrise. Just a couple of bruised up souls that believe that it was worth one more try. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. Just like a seed in a garden, you will grow to be tall, staring out over miles of land without it, but wanting to build up walls. Lift me up in your branches, we can watch the sunrise. Just a couple of bruised up souls that believe that it was worth one more try. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Loud and clear.
Good. Let me just so as everyone can see, we've lost Roxanne. Roxanne's been replaced by Sven. Sven just wasn't enough, so we needed Robin as well. We needed two blokes to fill in for one Roxanne.
Needs far more than that, mate.
Yes.
So nice to see everybody. Guys, interesting night. Was it straightforward? I was going to say you were already there from yesterday. You had a day off. What did you do? What happened?
After you?
On our day off, we spent half the day cleaning the van, and Jack fixed the window.
Which one? Which one? The corner, the little one.
Yeah, the front one.
Well done.
From the grease, yeah.
Fantastic. And should I want to know how you fixed it? Is it glass? Is it plastic? Is it?
No, it's plastic. It's plastic, yeah.
Okay, right. So you did what I would have done.
Proper glue. So yeah, it's fixed. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well done, Jack. Fantastic. And so you clean the van. Anything else exciting, you two, apart from cleaning and? Oh dear.
The resting thing, man. It wasn't enough, for sure.
Okay. All right. And Dave, you went off to this gorgeous lake somewhere. Tell us about that.
Oh, I got shown around Ljubljana, and I went with a friend around to see a few sites, culminating in that lake, a place called Bled, and it was the camera did not do it justice. It was so amazingly beautiful, with some kind of, it looked like I'm told it's a church, but it looked like a Disneyland tower, off in the distance. There was a castle on one of the hills next to it, and it was all surrounded by forests. It was just like stunning. So we were looking. I was literally looking around for a spot where I could get the picture of the church and everywhere else. But we got there sort of pretty late as it was starting to get dark. So as I said, it didn't do it justice. So I got to. I think I streamed for about 10 minutes, just to say what the tour kind of meant to me. Yeah. So far. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was. It's nice to hear that. It's kind of. It felt like it was some private thoughts there that was going through your head, and and you were kind of reminiscing, of the whole tour, and it was. It made me so jealous because you basically not took my spot, but I should have been there with you, and we should have been this together.
It was going to be at one point. It was going to be you, me, and Roxanne doing this bit.
And D Marble was going to be with us. Right. And he was so looking forward to that. It's just things changed, and I'm glad that you guys have got to do it anyway. And look at all the amazing experiences and people that you guys have all met. I knew this would happen. That all of these. The flat Earth, European counterparts would all come out, and I knew it would happen, and there they are, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, we start to hear about the we call it a meetup in Zagreb. Yeah, all the people. Now I didn't realise that one of the guys was as important as he actually is.
Oops. Sorry. Why? That's Adam Meakin.
I'm always trying to get in on the act.
Sorry, I'm going to do it I'll do it on my phone.
He probably wants.
I'm trying to speak to people on my phone.
Don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. He wants to play that crappy music again.
Yeah, he wants to play his tune.
Okay. You all right there, Adam? Yeah. Are you in Milan? I don't know if you heard that.
He's in Milan?
He's in Milan, and he sat in a wine bar. He found a wine bar. And, that's really good news. So you're spending the night in Milan, and then you're getting over to Venice in, do you know what time?
So everybody else and figure out some way to meet up with everybody once we know what they're doing. So cable at the airport. So yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm sure it is, but it sounds like you've got you're in a busy place. It sounds.
Yeah, more and more. I mean, that's a bit of a nice few cold meats, a bit of octopus and polenta. Very nice.
Right. Okay.
Local wines, which I'm very enjoying. I'm looking forward to meeting the guys tomorrow. So yeah, just like check in, guys.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
All right then, buddy. Speak to you later. Will do. Okay then. Bye. Sorry about that. Yeah. So he's arrived in Milan. How about that, eh? And he'll be meeting you around about 12 o'clock tomorrow. Which I would assume. So we hadn't really talked about it, but I would assume that you guys will be going to Marco Square for tomorrow. Would it be? That seems like the most obvious choice. I would think the busiest, the biggest in Venice.
I went to Venice when I was 17, so
Yeah.
I kind of vaguely remember it. I remember all the tourist street. But
I went about 10 years ago, but it was it seemed like the busiest place where everybody all heads for, St. Marco Square. So I'd imagine that would be the place to go to.
Well, what time are we picking up the others?
Okay, Dave, I'll talk to you about that when we're finished. Okay. Because I have to pull out some notes. Anyway,
that'll affect what time we end up getting to the place.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it's very early in the morning. It's early in the morning.
Okay, we're going to be there today, by tonight, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Cool. Sven, I don't know if you're looking at who do you think, Sven or Robin? Who wants to do the shout out tonight?
Robin's the man with the information, I think.
Yeah, don't worry. No, I joined some of the live stream today, as did Sven, I guess. And a couple of noteworthy points for me was just the number of locals joining in. So it was great to see Jack in action. Really good, because you were in your element, Jack, in your hometown, and it was lovely to see. So, yeah, I could just see people were just keen to pick up leaflets from you and get stuck in, which is fantastic. And then I guess the noteworthy conversation with Dave was the lawyer, and I listened to every word of it. And we were getting a bit trolly in the chat room, Dave, and we were saying, I'll give her 5 minutes to walk, but typical lawyer, digs up detail, obfuscates, avoids all the answers, becomes rather obnoxious. And funnily enough, I mean, you add some color to this, Dave. The key moment for me was when she started the ad hominems about climate change, assuming everything that she thought you believed in. How do you think that went? Because you add a bit more color to that.
Yeah, that I must admit to getting a tad peeved with that conversation.
Yeah, well done.
Especially when she started turning on the it was like the victim bit where she was like very passive aggressive.
Well
and
spotted.
then when I just returned with a little bit of let's see, forcefulness, returned with that, she started with, oh, you're being aggressive, no, you're being passive aggressive.
And she turned into a snowflake, what I call a libtard. Which is possibly someone who has got every agenda that they just throw back in your face, all the victim classifications that you could throw out there. She was going to be a defender of those categories to try and undermine your position.
And did you notice when she started with the, oh, if you're a climate change denier, then we're going to end this right now. That was exactly the same as a Simon Dan woman. It's like if you say something that I can become offended by, I'm going to walk. Yeah. And I want to walk right now. So I literally kind of I didn't back off completely, but I didn't really go there completely with the climate change yet at that point.
Yeah.
But then it switched to something else, and she got offended about that as well. And that's what finally made her say, okay, let's end this now, because she just started getting, offended.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was classical professional liar. And yeah, I caught her out on that as well.
She admitted to it.
Yeah, I caught her out on that. She, she admitted to being a professional liar. She said, "That's my job, and I'm proud of it." But then she said something about, "You're mixing up my job with my personality."
That's right.
And then later, I got her with, if you found out that the law was a lie,
yes,
would it change your life? And she said no. So I said, well, there you go. So it is your personality matches your job as well. Because if you're going to live a lie, then you're a liar.
Yeah. And there was one moment when she said, everything in life is a lie. And I thought, well, that's a hell of an outlook to have on life. If you're going to embrace all of that and just, live with it rather than deal with it. It's crazy.
I think
crazy.
It was more like an exercise. It was a lawyer exercise today for her. She was like, trying out her lawyer skills, outside the courtroom.
I saw the smirk a few times where she thought she'd laid one down, but then I think she realized by the time you squared it to her that she had no authenticity about her life. She was not living in truth. And you were saying, that's why I'm here. When you looked her in the eye and said, that's why I'm here, surely some part of her right deep down inside must have resonated at least a little bit.
It did. I don't know. It might not have come out on the camera, but when I said that, it stopped her in her tracks for a moment. And then she recovered and carried on. Yeah.
Well done. It was a bit of a jousting exercise. At one point, I thought like at Hyde Park Corner, when you think you spotted a troll, you've got to give them a card, shake their hands, and say, "Pleasure talking to you." At one point, I thought you might do that, because I thought, is she there just to undermine this, or is she there for personal, I don't know, point scoring or something like that? I think she was in her own capacity. I don't think she was a troll. Just think she was quite entrenched and quite, potentially.
I think it was more a lawyer exercise. He was just trying to exercise her skills. But the name of the game, even in court, is the one who leaves the court first loses. Yeah. So I'm not going to leave the court. Yeah. I think it was Will Smith who says, if I'm on a treadmill and you get on next to me, either I'm going to die, either you're getting off first or I'm going to die. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hear the chat room's thoughts on dealing with people like this, because you've got a few activists in the chat room. So how about Ruben, or maybe Zoom Truth? I'm just reading up and down any of you guys, how would you deal with the legally type hard heads?
I've spoken to one of them. I had a conversation with a lawyer. I don't know what country it was in, actually. It was one of the ones in the park. And it lasted for about half an hour, but he didn't want the camera anywhere near him.
No. That was in Bratislava.
Yeah.
But you went.
Nothing he said made any sense. And I had answers for everything. But he didn't understand the answers. Yeah.
Well, that's you take it for granted how much you learn over the months anyway, don't you? It's hard to grapple with all the physics of geocentrism and heliocentrism. So to suddenly come up with a defense, even as a lawyer, must be quite challenging, because they can't lay their hands on those facts and figures.
Professional liar.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter as long as you return the ball. That's the game of court. Yeah, it's like tennis. As long as you return the ball, you're still in the game as far as they're concerned.
Maybe that's why the conversations went on for so long, because this one was like half hour as well, and I thought, is it ever going to end?
It's not going to end until one of you loses, and they're trained almost not to lose. They've always got to return that ball.
I didn't.
But for me, sorry, I'm just going to chime in briefly. I'm just going to say for me, it was so frustrating watching it, and I thought that how you handled it, Dave, was amazing. I mean, I just mentioned this to you earlier before we came on live. It was amazing to watch, and I could learn. I mean, people can learn a big lesson from how you handled that. Like, you let her talk as well. You weren't interrupted. I mean, you did a couple of times to sort of defend yourself a bit and hit that ball back, but you let her speak, and that's what argumentative people aren't. They don't feel safe in that environment, because suddenly they've got the floor, and then what do you do with it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then you end up talking in circles like she was and not listening.
Yeah, sometimes if you let them speak, they paint themselves into a corner. So,
Yeah, you did that brilliantly. It was good to watch, but it was frustrating. A few of us, a couple of people left the chat, they were furious. I said to you earlier, my iPad got a bashing.
Jason, I think we need a leaflet or a business card that says Thompson versus Garcia 2019. Just look up that as a case.
When we're talking about that afterwards, I really forgot about that. That would have been good, something good to throw at her. But
you can't win them all.
To the other lawyer I spoke to, but he just kind of blanked me out everything I said. Just presumed for everything I was saying was unfounded, because I had nobody else to back me up. So,
well, you were walking around with 15 books on you to quickly read up on something.
No,
I don't know if you caught it. At one point I said objection, evasive.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Yeah. I tell you, if I can switch gears a little bit, Jason, I saw when the camera was being passed from Lisa to Jack to some of the friends. That was really nice, because they were showing a different angle and different conversations. Yeah. And I think one of the cameraman's friends just passed by, and I'm pretty sure she had a daughter, I think. And there was also a little family with a child in a pushchair. Yeah. And your man with the long leather jacket, he was going up to the baby and saying, "Is that a young flat earther?" And the mum smiled back at him and said, "Yep." Thought that was great.
They're from Southend, and they live in Ljubljana.
Oh wow! So they're English. Nice.
Wow.
So yeah, they contacted me yesterday and said they were gonna be there. So
was that the couple that offered the house for you to stay at?
Yes. Well.
It was them. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
So, Jason, why don't we bring Jack into the conversation? Jack, how did you find it in your hometown?
Surprising. The people was more open than I thought they will be.
Nice.
Because here is a lot of, this is my beautiful car and money and house. So, yeah, that way, yeah. And it was a lot of tourists today.
That's good.
I had, I don't know, Albanian, Turkish, Spain.
And did you know all of, have you met all of them, as in, like by sight, you kind of like bumped into them, the faces that you knew, or?
Yeah, I met
before today.
Before today, I don't know.
Are we talking about the ones that came out to do activism, or the people in general?
No, the ones that
people in general.
Yeah, the people in general. Yeah.
Yeah, these are is different.
Right.
Also, that guy who come out from Slovenia, I didn't know not one, not the second one. And I was observing like 4 years, and it wasn't there. We never meet. We never, and from the same country.
Yeah.
So this is beautiful. Yeah, you see it step by step in every country how it's connecting.
Other than your mum that we met, did you reach out to any other family members to let them know that you're in town? And
yeah, just my sister, yeah, and my friend, one of my friend and my sister, yeah.
Right. All right. Good. So all in all, out of 10, Jack, was it a success for you?
Yeah, for me surprising, and yeah, full of work. Yeah, not even second rest.
Yeah.
For the rest, yeah, maybe one coffee and that's it. So yeah, I'm happy.
Good. Because I always felt like for myself I mean, like I've been all over the country, but my hometown is here in Paignton, and I've not been out in Paignton, and I don't know what it is. I'm kind of terrified to do my own hometown. It's weird, like I'll talk in every other town and all up and down the country, and I'm okay, but yeah, I just don't know what it is. Can't bring myself to it yet. Need a lot of confidence.
That's because now then the whole town is going to know who you are and what you're about.
But the problem is the whole town knows me. I've had so many businesses, in the town. I know everyone, and I think that's what's. Yeah, I struggle with it. Everybody knows me here.
Yeah, but as soon as you come out as a flat earther, that's it for you, isn't it?
Hung, drawn, and quartered, mate. That's it.
Yeah, I will. I have to come out. So that would be a good day's activism, but it has to be done. I'm a great believer in feel the fear, but do it anyway.
It's even better if all those people know you.
Maybe, Lisa.
Yeah, maybe.
But just let me know when you want to do it, Jason. I'll come down, not to help, but just to laugh.
Just to get you warmed up.
Yeah. I will help that day, I'll tell you. I'll have to get a gang of us together to give me some moral support.
I'll be there, mate.
Anyway, so we had this phenomenal bit of funding that came through. So I'll have to give some people a shout out. But just to let all of you know in the chat, I created this on behalf of Mark Sargent, his permission. I ran it past Mark, and we created a Mark Sargent page there, a GoFundMe page, for him to, for all of you to donate up to £1,000, and he will match it. So everybody, that means you can all put £1,000 in each, and he'll match them all. as someone's been saying, let's bankrupt Mark. So anyway, no, it's been doing really well. We had a flying start. I'm just going to refresh the page on that just to see if that changed. So we're actually up to £125 already, which is a great start. That means that's now £250 raised. So yeah, well done. So we had Doc Michael in the chat there. He donated. Thank you very much, Doc. We had Vertek. Thank you very much, Vertek. Joe Mama again. I can always count on you, Joe. Thank you very much for your donation. We had a donation from Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous. So thank you very much. And also on the PayPal side, we had such a lot of donations. I'll be very quick because I don't read out any surnames and that. I don't know whether they're private or what. But David, you know you are. Thank you very much. Trent, thank you very, very, very much. That was a really big gesture. Thank you very much, Trent. Rowan, thank you very much. Robert, awesome. Thank you very much. Monty, thank you very much. Boris, thank you very much. Robert, thank you very much. Beverly, thank you very much. Craig, thank you very much. And John, thank you very much. Paulo, thank you very much. Oh, I'm sure there's a song that goes with all this. Russell, thank you very much. Is that Igo? No. So I was thinking of ego. But we had
Ego.
Yeah. How's it spelled? Ego.
IGIR.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he just donated. So thank you very much. And then you got Kevin. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no.
Katie, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names, so I apologise if I mull your name. I'm sorry. Is it Adrienne? Adrienne. Yeah, I think that I've said that correctly, maybe. Adrienne, thank you very much. Suzanne, thank you very much. Raimundo, thank you very much. Yeah, I think that's it. I've just gone through it all. So far, thank you very, very, very much. And as I say, I'm sure there's a song that goes with that. I'll have to break out and sing in that later. There you go. There's the donations read out. I wish I had permission to say all your names. I'd like to thank each and every one of you properly, but when it goes through the PayPal, it doesn't let me know whether it's anonymous, or it should be anonymous or what. So thank you very much, all of you. There you go. I'm just going to check our donation page. There's a couple more that I just missed out. Carly Ray, thank you very much. Erwin Rodriguez, thank you very much. And Ricardo, thank you very much. Just to make sure that I got them out as well. Donations coming all over the place. As I say, it was a very busy night last night with an awful lot of donations. There you go, guys. Carry on. I yield the floor.
Yeah, Jason, can I just say I've attacked all the Italian press this morning. So you've got 3 stops, haven't you? You've got Rome, Pisa, and Venice. And so I've attacked all of the press, which is a relief for me because that's 3 days done in one mail shot. But there's some good press outlets there, so hopefully we'll get some responses there. It's been a dry spell, actually. I must have sent, God knows, 200-300 emails now. Yeah. Haven't had a nibble for a while, so put some thoughts out there, people. Positive thoughts. We'll get some more press coverage. Yeah. And I just want to make another observation on today, and it's just so nice to see, Jack rewarded on his home leg for seeing his local compatriots. It's nice to see, mate. You've been very patient and very loyal from the get-go, and we really appreciate you putting in all the miles. And it's so nice to see that you came into hometown. There must have been a nice little break for you. I saw your mother yesterday. That was nice. And it's great to see that you and Lisa have put in so many long miles that you get a bit of a break. It's great to see. We really appreciate everything you've done, Jack. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night in the Discord, if I may just add, and which, by the way, is also as it's run along in tangent with the actual Global tool, is starting to pick up now, and people are now starting to come in the chat and actually talk about things. And the basis of a lot of conversations is the tool. So that's good because it's it highlights how much effort you guys have been putting in, because everyone can go back and watch all the old videos and see. We're talking hours a day here. We're not just talking like a 10-minute video clip and that's it. People need to understand. You have to drive to places and all that, and it's just there's a lot that goes into it. It's like there's massive respect from people out here. Not everyone expresses it like they would like to or can or whatever, but a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are sort of full of respect for it. And we all appreciate it. It's great to see. It's lovely. And not just that, we get to see cities online that we normally wouldn't see, even if it's just the market square.
That is the wonderful thing about digital record. You've got this. Hopefully your channel stays up, mate. I really hope it does. Please, can someone take backups? But yeah, we've got this wonderful record of everything that's happened. It's like a vlog for everybody. And if you've taken part, even more so pertinent, and it's just it will resonate. And I like the fact that Dave's done a vlog as well on his website. That's nice as well to get your thoughts written and captured. And
I'm about 4 days behind at the moment.
Well, maybe go back to the live streams that will jog your memory for things.
Well, No, it's not that. I've written them all. It's just that we haven't had regular internet access. So it's,
I would see.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's really good it's there.
This thing has inspired so many people. I spoke mainly to Americans last night. They were talking about it all the time. They're well into discussing the US tour, whichever one it is. They might even do an independent one. Who knows? Everyone seems to want to do one.
Quick, Robin.
Yeah.
We know it is being discussed.
Yeah, we do.
I want to do it. I want to do it.
Yeah,
allegedly so.
We'll be inviting a few key people in with the chat soon. But it started. There's lots of talks going on already, all about it. It's starting to look exciting.
Can I just sort of say, when the tour comes to your hometown, it came to Bristol last year. It echoed around Bristol. For my little experience, like going back to meetups, people would come to the meetup and say, I saw someone from the office came and said you guys were in town. So we came with our notepads and pens and loads of questions. That was one experience. And the second one was when I was doing activism on my own in the park, someone came down to the banners for the main activism for the UK tour and said, he's the guy from St. George's Park. And it just goes to show that word's out, people are aware of it. Yeah. And Bristol's a big old city. It's got 600,000 people. And, it's probably 15 miles end to end. It's a decent sized city. And to have someone recognize you in the city for activism and being into this is quite significant, I think. It means that it's out there. People are aware of it. Mm-hmm. A lot of dinner table conversations happen because of these things. You've got all these passers-by and loads of eyeballs. It triggers conversations. And you don't know those conversations because they come back around. I bet you the ones that come to the banners in each of the towns everyone's going to have done a few of these conversations already, and you're just tipping them over the edge. So fair play to everyone doing it, because it's just, like the eyeballs on the van and all of that. It's all exposure. Can't be knocked. Really, really Absolutely. Inspiring.
Absolutely, I second that.
So your last day, Dave, tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's going to be your best performance. I'm so looking forward to it. With all them pigeons that you've got to fight off.
You left the best till last, Dave.
You have. You wait.
I don't know. I wanna make the most of my last day, especially in Venice, because I've never been there before, and I feel like going down one of those punt things and going, just one corner.
I did it with a friend. We both stood up and sang it. We full blast. We did it. It's quite expensive though, so it's good. I don't know. It was about nearly £100. Like to ride. Yeah, I mean winter. I'm sure.
Your voice that bad? They charge you that?
Charge me £100 for me to sing.
Exactly. It was either that or clamping.
Was that fine?
Yeah, it was a fine. No, it has to be done. An Englishman cannot go there without doing that. It's wrong. It has to be done. And filmed. It has to be filmed.
As you're going under a bridge.
Yeah, got to be done anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Again, I'm feeling a bit sort of down about the fact that it's the last day, and I'm back into the world.
How long have you been out there now, Dave? Altogether?
I think I started on about the 8th. Yeah, I came over on the 7th or 8th, and yeah, so it's been like 3 weeks, I think.
Where did you join again? What one was it that you joined on? Which leg was it?
You start
Estonia.
Riga.
Estonia. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
God, seems like such a long time ago.
Man, yeah,
I know. It feels
to watch.
Well, for me to be in it, it feels like I've been here for like 3 months.
Well, I did just under 2 weeks and that just seemed like it seems like last year. It seems I don't know. It just seems such a long time ago.
Well, the way we've been going through, backwards and forwards through time zones, it feels like I've been here. I started in the summer. Now it's winter. you know.
So you got through the seasons as well.
Exactly.
Very good. Yeah, I like that. Right, so I'd say it's only going to be a short night tonight. We've got another 10 minutes or so left. Anything else you guys would like to kind of say for this evening?
I was just going to recap on where you were going, but you've sort of almost covered that, really. The next few days, what was going to happen, Adam's joining, Dave's leaving, and all that, and the transition and that sort of thing, and what's happening after Italy, and what the next week or so looks like.
It's a week of Italy, we should say. You know, like we've got like 4 stops in Italy or so.
There's a bit of San Marino in there as well.
And San
We've
Marino.
heard that in Italy, flat Earth is really big.
Good stuff.
This is
I'm
going
gonna
to be interesting.
I'm gonna hammer San Marino's press tomorrow morning, because if they're a small principality, then this surely was going to spark a little bit of press interest.
Yeah. It might get around quite quickly as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said in the little update I did, I'm looking forward to season 2 of the Globe Live tour, when the big brother house is full to the brim.
Yeah.
And tensions are going to rise. And there's going to be all excitement and fights and shouting and screaming, and this is going to be great. Can't wait.
You know that, Dave? You know that light behind you? You know that light? Can you just flick it a couple of times? The light, just flick it. That's what you got to do.
This one?
Just flick it. That's right. Yeah, the camera's in there and it's been playing up, but it's on now.
Because my camera's over here. This one.
The other one. So, I'm waiting for season 2 as well. It's going to be a blast. You know, like.
Well, so we're sleeping in the garage, so that's gonna generate some excitement, I think.
Yeah,
either that or there's going to be a funeral.
I'm sure it's the van's big enough. It will cope with you all. As I say, it is a 6 berth, but it can be an 8 berth, but with a lot of fiddling around.
Hang on.
2, so we need
4, 6.
We
need 8.
4 brackets, maybe 6 brackets.
And in the garage, you open the door and a bed can be in the garage.
Plywood, a mattress. And then maybe we could fit a comfortable.
I don't know if you know, Dave, that when the heat is on, that garage is the hottest place in the whole van.
Rubbish. Somebody's gonna open that one morning and there's gonna be a corpse in there.
I tell you what, put the fan on, because there's a fault with it. All the heat bellows out into the garage. There's a little vent there, and that's where all the heat goes. It needs fixing.
I'm sorry, Jason. It's like shoving somebody in the boot. Yeah.
It's not. It's not. Wait, I'm gonna convert that all nice and properly. It's gonna be fantastic.
And they're gonna be lying on the bazooka and like.
Yeah. Well, I just said it needs tidying up. You know, because it is. It's a bit of a. It's got everything in there. It's a bit of a mess in there at the moment. Well, Jack, you said that you had a little tidy of it, did you?
You did tidy it up, but it's still not sleepable.
I know. Yeah.
I'm telling you, there'll be a corpse in there, and this will go all pear-shaped.
I reckon. No, I'll just keep that to myself.
As I said, I can't wait till season 2.
Yeah. No. So anyway, right. It's a sad day tomorrow. It really is. I mean, but it's going to be. It's changing of the guard, and it's going to be a good and a sad day, and it's I mean, we've got what's it, Adam Meakin. He will meet you at 12 o'clock. I've sent him to St. Marcus Square, so I hope that's where you'll all be going, and then you're meeting early hours of the morning. You'll be meeting Dave and family at the airport. And then you can at your own leisure, because I got a feeling that you won't be taking the van across into Venice, the main part. I think you'll have to be getting a bus or train in. I think you'd be parking just outside, of the main.
Missila, I think it is.
Yeah, it just might be a little bit too big to go all the way. Cars can go all the way into the main park, but I think the van's too big. But I don't know. I've not done it with a big van. I did it all by train. Okay, we're coming to. I've got a little bit of a. James provided us with a track to finish with, and that was. We will do that very shortly. Is there anything that you guys want to add before we call it a night?
We need to get one of those. We used, instead of the 2-volt charger, we used a 5-volt one, and that seemed to work better. Otherwise, I think the stream's going to cut out early because it's not charging up fast enough. So if we can get hold of one of them, that would be good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we're just going to continue to have this problem of it cutting out too early.
2 hours, 2 hours and a half.
So I'm not sure what you're going to.
Jace?
I'm not sure, but we can try and figure it out.
Okay.
We've got time.
Jace, we need to shout out a couple of donations during the live stream. So Earth is Seriously Flat was the channel who donated $5. An army of globe zombie slayers destroyed demonic spinning balls doctrine in Europe. Thanks again for your contribution to end the globe zombie animal mind. That's good. That's a great comment. And I think there was another one higher up. There was Queen Carlos of Konos.
Taylor of quote Konos. You're not Star Trek fans. Kapla, kapla.
No, she definitely donated earlier on, so thank you very much for that donation. I think it was $5. I've got probably the wrong chat setting here to be able to go all the way back, but thank you very much for your donation. And some great comments in the chat. Obviously let the guys go off and have a sleep, but we can easily read a few of these out afterwards, Jace, if you want. There's some lovely comments in the chat room. Loads of support.
Yes, yeah. So I'm just refreshing the pages to see if anyone else has donated. I just want to make you all aware again is that if you are donating, you've got the GoFundMe Mark Sargent page, and he will match any of your donations. So we'll put a link in the chat for that. Yeah, I'm just looking. Kapla. Is that how it is?
Kapla. Yeah.
I know he was a Star Trek fan, but yeah, it's been a while. I'm actually one of the ones that very disappointed with the whole of Star Trek and Star Wars and all that, because I was huge fans, seeing every Star Trek series and every episode, and it was all fake. It was even though it was all fiction anyway, but you still felt as though it was based on
you were going there.
Reality.
You felt, especially with Star Trek, you always felt that we were heading that way.
Yeah.
And that was highlighted by the series called Star Trek Enterprise, because at the beginning of every episode you saw the progression from sailing. Sorry.
Laptop that he used to push around the desk, his laptop, and it was like, oh wow, we can have computers like that soon, and of course
we did.
What have I got now?
Yeah, and we had the communicators, and it was like soon we had the flip phones,
That's it.
But we were heading that way, and in Star Trek Enterprise, you saw the progression from sailing ship to the space shuttle, and then the only time you saw the International Space Station get put together was on Star Trek Enterprise, and then you went into the Flash, warp drive ships, and so you always got the feeling that you were, the humanity was heading for the stars.
We didn't see that with the ISS.
Sorry, no, we didn't.
The ISS put together.
No, but now, I mean, I still love Star Trek, but I now put it in the category of Narnia. Yeah.
Yes.
I kind of like Narnia as well, but I know it's not real.
Yeah. I see that.
That's the good thing about where we're at, isn't it? We could still, I mean, I remember talking to Dave Trinity4 about this in Kidderminster. The good thing about still being connected with what we would call mainstream, whether it be films, and I was saying it last night on a Discord as well, I try and keep my eye on mainstream. I don't get rid of a telly. I think it's important to know what's going on that side as well, just to keep your eyes open a little bit as to what's going on in mainstream. I mean, I only found out an hour ago that there's been an election called in England. That's how little attention I pay to the news.
Yeah, a bit like that. I just went round to my dad's, who's got all the politics and news and the election on, and I'm so out of touch with it all, completely and utterly out of touch. Even with football now, it's the first. Well, it's a year and a half now since I've watched football. Mm-hmm. My son lets me know what the scores are.
But the important thing is when we're sort of a little bit awoken or a lot awoken, as a lot of people are, then it's quite nice to go through life and be able to rise above the stuff that we used to accept as being normal, and see it from a different angle. And that includes watching films or even listening to music. When I watch Star Wars, I love Star Wars, but I know it's fake. I know it's science fiction. I'll put it down to that now. But it's a bit of a shame. I'd love to have flown an X-Wing.
Yeah. Well, but I got on that subject. I know it's a little off, but on that subject, I realized at one point, I think this was even before the flat Earth, that something was amiss because we've had this space shuttle for like 20 years or something. Yeah, right. Yeah? And when I watched Star Trek Enterprise and you saw the progression away from the shuttle, I was thinking, hang on, why haven't we had an improvement of the shuttle? Every year, the Ford Fiesta gets better and better, or improved. They add things to it, they make it more streamlined.
Well, maybe they lost the blueprints.
But isn't that the same with Concorde as well? I mean, that's what should have happened with Concorde. Okay, you've diagnosed the fault with it. You should have come up with a remedy and then improved on it. So, yeah, they're doing that all the time, aren't they?
Yeah. So it dawned on me that that's not what was happening. It was being capped for a reason, and the reason obviously was that they weren't going to go anywhere with it. Because the space shuttle really could go to the moon if they wanted to. If it was real, if the whole thing was real, the space shuttle could actually go to the moon.
Yeah, of course.
They could fill that.
They could have built a runway by now, couldn't they? And
it's crazy. Sorry, yeah.
Yes.
They could have built a golf course there by now.
Yeah.
They've built much better Bako foil now these days, haven't they? They're really much tougher for your turkey at Christmas. They can cover up a shuttle these days.
Yeah. And the balloons are getting better as well.
The space because we use it for hats these days. It's really cool.
Brilliant.
On a different note, you guys might not know, or you might know, and that who caught InfoWars? With Alex.
Yeah.
I just sat down with my dad, who is not not into this whatsoever, but he used to like Alex and that, and then he sat down and watched it with me, which is and he was quiet all the way through, and which was a first for me. We sat down and watched it together, and he thoroughly, he kind of enjoyed it. But he's more of, okay, I've watched it, but so what? How does it affect me? Because he's getting on now, and I kind of understand, because my wife does it. She says, and so what? It doesn't affect my life. But it's because she hasn't got all the other facts that she doesn't know how it.
You've seen a couple of
facts.
Well, you've seen a couple of the. I don't know. You might have seen a couple of the answers I've given to that question. It massively. You ask any flat earther, has it affected your life? There's you know, there's only one answer.
Yeah.
And then when you realize, you know, you start to realize that they've lied to you about the most fundamental thing about this reality. That means they could be lying about. You then realize that they have been lying to you about everything else. Right? And you get faced with the choice: do you live the lie, or do you do something about it? Simple as that.
Yeah.
And in doing something about it, that means your life is going to have to change drastically.
Well, when they say it doesn't affect them, the fact that they're talking the way they're talking is proof that it has affected them. Because they wouldn't be talking the way they're talking.
Which is, if we come full circle to that lawyer today, she was well and truly cornered and triggered on that question and said, I hope you're not a climate change denier, otherwise we've got nothing to talk about.
There you go.
And the Extinction Rebellion Ant Walker in the chat room says, can you comment on it? Because it's clearly controlled opposition. Just because we see that doesn't mean the whole woke leftists won't see it in the same way. I think what you're saying there is, you know, you can be corralled into a school of thought, can't you? And we still get fooled. We still get fooled, and people, you just got to pop all these little bubbles for people, because you can jump on a bandwagon.
Whenever you get a movement, that's when you've got to stay clear. Yeah, because it isn't. This is different because there is no leaders. There are people trying to position themselves as leaders. They usually end up getting, outed, and they get pushed out as leaders. We don't have any leaders in this. There are people who've put in a lot of work, but they're not leaders. This is like BitTorrent.
Yeah,
there is. It's like
it's
lots of little nodes in there a little bit, and the parts add up to the whole is greater than the parts. That's what I mean.
Yeah, 100%.
And they all have varying opinions within that community of other little things. We had it last night on the Discord. Although we all agreed on the ground fundamentals of this, there were bits and bobs where we were not in agreement, but it was a healthy conversation. Because we were all on the base level, on the same base level. So that was nice.
Agreement with. Well, the bits we're not in agreement come down to our speculation, because it's like dome or no dome. Well, neither of us know. It's just I personally think there's a dome. Others personally think there isn't a dome. But until we get more information, neither of us know.
I mean,
sorry, Lisa.
Well, whether there's a dome or not, there has to be something containing the pressure system. So if it isn't a dome, then what else is it?
Yeah, but
that's
only assuming that there is a vacuum up there. That's what we're told. But that's again, it's what assuming that we're being told the truth.
It's about presuppositions, isn't it? Every time there's an argument coming our way, it's coming from the viewpoint of having the globe as a basic belief anyway.
Yeah.
And we have to precede. And we have to precede that point. And that's what a lot of them don't get into their heads, or don't want to.
Well, just a good point. I can see that the live stream, something's happening, something's going wrong. We seem to be all the videos seem to be going out of sync or something. So we're getting close to wrapping it up, I would think.
Okay.
It's probably our fault. It's our fault because my laptop is running out, and we're trying to charge it, but it keeps saying, we're cutting us out.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Before it cuts out, somebody said about Extinction Rebellion, and there's a video on, I think it's 5G Awareness by John Kitson, and it's called The Truth About Extinction Rebellion. I would say that's the best one.
Good shout.
Yeah, well done.
Anybody can check that out.
Thanks, Lisa. And I just wanted to add before you wrap up, Jason, just to mention Discord again. I just wanted to make it clear to anybody who's considering coming on Discord and doesn't want to. There were 1 or 2 people I spoke to yesterday in the live chat that would, if it wasn't for bad experiences in the past. When myself and Amanda then actually physically did it, and it went pear-shaped the first time, and then Karen B got involved, and it's set up in such a way now that there's zero tolerance. So you go through sort of 1 or 2 stages almost. You see what people are writing, and people can't just simply join the chat unless we found out a little bit about them in a discussion, in a conversation. So it's a relatively safe place, and if all else fails, they get drop-kicked out of there. So for anybody who's a little bit concerned and doesn't want to enter debates with people or anything like that, that's not happening on this Discord. It's supposed to be a unity, a platform for people to unify, to have somewhere to go after any show, to meet up before a show, talk about whatever you want to talk about, with anybody everywhere around the world, you know, or the 4 corners of the world, I should say. So just putting it out there.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it looks as though it's been quite a success so far. It's looking it's looking quite busy in there every time I pop in there.
Yeah, it's good. And we've met up with some great people. I would never have met Amanda properly, and you know, well, we wouldn't be doing this and other things, you know. It's just good. It's good fun as well. This is the thing that someone said last night. Not only is this a truth thing, but it's fun. I enjoy it. I actually enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good cause, isn't it?
Yeah. Good. Anything else before we wrap up, guys? Anything else that you want to say for tomorrow? Because you'll be doing this live stream roughly around about 1-ish, 2-ish, usual time.
Yeah, I guess so. And I say this is my last update, I guess.
Wow, yeah.
Because I'll be gone before the next update. So if I don't see you guys, good night, goodbye, and I'll see you on the next one.
Well, I feel honoured that I managed to speak to you before you left, Dave, although we did meet in Kidderminster, but it's great to see you again. And thanks very much for your efforts. I mean that from the heart, honestly. It's amazing stuff, and I've been watching it all the time. I might not watch it live later on or whatever, but it's been amazing. I've learned a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Big thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Your plane, if I remember right, gets in about 9:30 tomorrow night, doesn't it? And if so, we may end up having a quick one last goodbye. You know, like from I would imagine Roxanne's car, probably. You know, like just
that could happen.
That possibly could happen.
That could happen.
There you go.
Yeah.
So watch this space. It's not over yet. We're not getting rid of him that fast.
And Dave, stick around in Discord as well, if you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, see what normally happens in Big Brother when one person gets voted out. You know, he always has a quick chat afterwards, doesn't he? So we've got to do that.
The after show.
Yeah, and you know and that's when all the dirt's going to come out.
Okay.
Right, guys.
Yeah. So
thank you very much.
I'm gonna so thank you very much for joining us and try and get some sleep, but I guess you've got a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours drive now, have you?
2 hours, yeah.
2 hours. All right. Well, drive carefully, guys. And Sven, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And
thank you very much for having me. Hopefully it wasn't the last time. See you later, guys. Take it easy. Peace. So everybody, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you again soon.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers then, guys.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye-bye to everybody in the chat. Thank you.
There we go.
Is a
Zagreb, Croatia. actually 194 miles long. Okay. Every year it freezes over. Okay. It freezes over as a perfect mirror. Okay. 194 miles should mean there's a curvature of 5 miles high in the middle of it. Okay, I'm not sure about the number. There's a curvature calculation. Yeah. And that 194 miles, there should be a hump. 5 miles. There isn't a hump because it's a perfect mirror. Any distortion in that mirror is seen in the mirror. Yeah? Why? Because if you distort a mirror, yes, you small curved mirrors. I've never seen a large curved mirror. It doesn't matter. If you distort a mirror, even slightly, because there are points that the small drop water and the large liquid water. Yeah, semantics. Gosh, trying to argue semantics against observation, crazy. That's attitude. That's the thing. It's like it's stupid. I can't talk about it. I don't really changed by this. Oh, sorry, if you melt. Okay, where's that experiment? Because I've never seen it. Tell me where that experiment is so that I can see the proof of what you're saying. Where is that experiment? I know you don't have it on you. Tell me where to see it because you're telling me there is an experiment and you're not. And I know there is an experiment. I know there isn't. Science is ignoring experiments to prove its own theory. Yeah? Michelson-Morley, Michelson-Gale. Yes, Sanya. Michelson-Morley experiment was about checking if the DITRH exists. Yes, and? It doesn't. No, it proved it did, actually. Right? And Michelson-Gale backed it up. And every single experiment of the same... was checking the speed of light. Yes. And was checking if the light can propagate with a vacuum or not. We've got it all written up here, yeah? Michelson-Morley, okay, Einstein had to come up with Lorentz had to come up with these Lorentz contraction, which nobody's ever proved, nobody's ever seen actually ever happen, right? He came up with that just to debunk Michelson-Morley. So that's how GPS. That was proven with airplanes that move at 1,000 miles an hour. I have actually asked physicists. I've asked several physicists and scientists a particular question about LIGO, the experiment that so-called supposedly proved gravitational waves, yeah. According to Einstein, it's not space that contracts, it's space-time, which means, and space and time are reciprocal, so that if space contracts, time slows down, so that the speed of light stays the same. So that light beam will come back exactly the same time, and there should never be an interference. I'm sure that actually it is. So I have to go and argue. I know, but you can't, because every time I bring that point up, nobody can argue it. Okay, so why are you trying to argue physics with me, where I've been actually looking at these things, and you apparently haven't? Well, I have, and you're arguing with me about what I've checked and you haven't. How can you do that? How can you do that with any honesty? Right, good. But my point is, I'm not here to lie to you. I've got no motivation to lie to you. Right? In fact, I don't really want to be telling you the truth, to be honest, because you're so unreceptive to anything different that there's no point in you saying it. Okay. Bye. That's the scientist view for you, yeah. So I guess that was Zagreb, yeah. We've got a day off tomorrow, so yay for us. But when we come back, the day after tomorrow, we'll be in Ljubljana. So hope you join us then.